Hello, this is Jonathan Carswell. Welcome to Buck Nose. Today we'll be talking about the draft, the NBA playoffs, and fantasy baseball. Today we have Mr. Carswell, Mike Carswell, the head honcho, with us today. So, did you watch the draft last night?
Well, good morning, son. I did watch just a little bit. I was bouncing back between the basketball games that were on last night, which were close games, and the draft because my beloved Cleveland Browns have no pick to the 44th pick, and they only
isn't that a
had no
blessing to
pick.
hear?
They had no pick last night, so I did not give it a lot of time.
Right.
I did see that the Steelers.
But did you know who went? Do you know the top five who went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I can pull them up real quick here, but I know that it was kind of a defensive spin on things. I did see that both Ohio State wideouts went in succession, one to the Saints and one to the Jets. That was pretty cool.
And then actually, it was really 3 Buckeyes that went in a row. Jameson Williamson, I think his name is. He transferred from Ohio State to Alabama, played at Alabama for a year, and he got hurt.
He went to the Lions.
Who?
At 12, Jameson Williams.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Olave went 11. Garrett went 10.
Right, Garrett Wilson, Olave.
Yeah, so Garrett Wilson. I think he's gonna be a heck of a player. I mean,
that's what they say. I'm just really glad none of them are in our division.
Yeah, that's what I was happy about too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, okay, well, the Saints, they usually draft Buckeyes. You can call the New Orleans Saints the New Orleans Buckeyes.
Yeah,
because they just got I don't know why it's like they're a pipeline. Ohio State's a pipeline from or something.
Well, the Steelers were doing that too for a while there. So we have
really,
yeah.
All right. Who they have from Ohio State?
You remember what was the guy that was Santonio Holmes was a Buckeye.
Yep.
And then the other guy that was a linebacker that's injured now.
But I thought Santonio Holmes was drafted by the Jets.
You may be right, but I know he caught a lot of passes from Roethlisberger over the years. I can't think of the guy's name that was a defensive player, linebacker for both Ohio State and for Pittsburgh, and then hurt himself and didn't do so well. I can't think of his name right now. So anyway, what's interesting about that thought concerning the NFC North, the Steelers picking 20th. The Cowboys picking, I'm sorry, that's Cowboys. I mean, the Steelers and the Ravens. And then even the Browns would have been picking, late in the draft. That means that, our team's records were pretty good. I don't know who got the Browns pick. Oh, Houston did.
Yeah, Houston, because we got Deshaun Watson. We traded the 15th pick.
But I don't remember where that pick fell.
The 15th.
15th?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be 15th. So anyway, yeah. So nobody in our division had a super.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nice to hear, though? The Browns have a pick in the first round. Man. I mean, I knew we traded it away, but we didn't even really need we do need to pick because there were a lot of players still there at 15 that I would like. But
who's your favorite player in the draft?
Oh, probably Garrett Wilson or it's a Buckeye. It's a Buckeye.
Well, you got to see them play a lot too.
Yeah, and Garrett Wilson is you can go put him in the slot or you can put him at the X. It doesn't matter where you put him on the field.
What do you think of the
but he doesn't have Zach Wilson as a quarterback. Sorry, my bad. What was your question?
What do you think of the guy from Detroit? I'm sorry, guy from Michigan that went to Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson.
I don't really think. I mean, I don't think he's better than J.J. Watt. I think he's a notch below J.J. Watt.
Is he better than Myles Garrett?
Oh no, you got to be kidding me! If he's
Never
not
saw
better
it.
than J.J. Watt, he's not even close to Miles Garrett.
So is Miles Garrett, you're saying Miles Garrett's the best defensive end in the league?
No, T.J.
Okay.
Watt is.
Okay. Gotcha.
It goes T.J. Watt, then what's it called? Then Miles. I mean, I know he's a Steeler, and I don't like the Steelers, but I can't be biased. I got to be real. I mean, he led the league in sacks 2 years in a row, I think. T.J. Watt. So I think he just almost broke the record for the sacks in a year.
Yeah.
He had like 20 or 20 something. It was something crazy. So, yeah.
So your
Talking about
favorite
the
player,
Steelers, the
again, your favorite
quarterback.
player,
Did you see about the quarterback
Go
passing
ahead.
away? Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was very sad. I really liked him as a quarterback. Really liked him.
Yeah, he had an amazing career as a Buckeye. The one
Amazing.
shining year. Struggled a bit in the NFL, but that doesn't mean anything. Because some guys
Yeah,
struggle.
I think it was a lot of things in the NFL so far. I mean, I think he was. I thought he was going to be good with the Steelers. I thought he was going to start. Take the reins after Big Ben left. They're going to work. Have him, Mitchell Trubisky, Mason Rudolph all have competition. I thought he
If
was
the
the best one out of
Steelers, if
the
the
three.
Steelers have a down year, because they've had so many surprisingly up years, I don't think their fans will mind. But I don't put much. I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to be that good for them.
I mean, Kenny
Um,
Pickett, he could be
yeah,
a sleeper. He could be a
well, yeah, he
sleeper.
could be. Did you know that he's a fifth-year starter or fifth-year senior?
He
And
could be a
so,
sleeper. And the coach they were talking about that coached coached Big Ben in
okay,
the
I didn't
NFL.
realize that. But my take is that apparently his numbers weren't that good the first couple of years, but he is a 3-year starter at
Mm-hmm.
Pitt. So,
And Pitt
anyway,
has some good. Pitt was pretty good these last couple of years.
yeah, but I'm starting to get a sore in the side of my mouth because I've said Pittsburgh too many times within an hour, so I don't want to talk about them anymore.
Oh, all right. Who do you have winning the AFC North?
Here's my thoughts. It would be immaculate if the Browns can put it all together because they do have the talent and they have a quarterback now that played on a crappy team and had a 31 touchdowns and 6 picks his last full year of playing. So he's really special. And then we still have our backfield, which is the best in the game. So I'm going to go out here on a limb early and say it. I have the Browns winning our division, and I do have the Bengals and the Browns will be the new kind of rivalry going on there. The Ravens going to drop a little bit, although they draft wonderfully. Although they are really good, so it's going to be it's going to
They
be
just
they
got a
used to
new
call it
center.
black and blue
They just
division.
drafted a new center. He's out of Iowa. Who's nasty. He's solid. So I don't even know how he was still there in the draft. I'm like, dang.
But
any team he had to go to, I would have been. If it wasn't Baltimore, I would have been like anyone besides Baltimore. I would have been all right with, because those are the guys that I'm only really scared of.
We haven't figured out a way to stop
Lamar.
We haven't figured it out.
That's what I'm saying. We could
But
beat
other
Joe
teams
Burrow.
have.
We can beat Joe Burrow, and we can beat the Steelers. We cannot beat the Ravens for some reason. We just can't.
That's just lately, yeah. But yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and be a homer and say the Browns will win. But it's going to be a dog fight.
Oh yeah, last year was a good race. It was a good race last year. The Browns fell off at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Everyone was real close.
I don't think people realize, when we sit here and we have commentary about a team, what makes a team. I mean, you saw I don't know if you saw the end of the game last night when the Suns beat the Pelicans. The Pelicans head coach and the Phoenix team have a great relationship. He played for them.
And coached
played with Chris Paul. And I don't know if he maybe an assistant coach over there.
Yep.
But I tell you what,
Willie Green.
Yeah, those guys, man. That was a beautiful emotional moment, and it kind of lets people see a little bit. John, you weren't on great teams. I was on great teams, And you really, when you're on a great team, man, you guys, it's just like this bonding thing that just goes on, and it's so deep. It's much deeper than the
I
game,
said
and
I've
much
been on
deeper than statistics.
teams that had potential to be great, but they
Right.
just
You know what I'm saying? When
yeah.
you put it all together, or most of it together, and you put together a winning season, there's nothing like it. And the bond is so deep and real, and it lasts for years. So those guys, sounds like taking it to that level, they really bonded. So it was kind of an emotional but beautiful thing. But people just don't understand it if you haven't been on a team.
Right.
Yeah. So it was nice to see that. So I'm just transitioning just to basketball, if you don't mind, because that's what's hot right now.
The playoffs.
Yeah, you got who's playing who? I had it here on my other screen here. It's like,
I mean, the
you got the
Raptors
Heat.
just got blown out by the 76ers by dang 30 something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You got the Nets who lost.
Well, I don't even want to talk about that. That was tough for me. I was pulling for them, but only because I like Kyrie.
Enough. They just don't have enough.
Kevin Durant looked terrible.
I mean, he's tired.
He looked skinny. He looked weak. He looked
tired.
Boston. It's interesting. Interesting. I don't know if you noticed or not. The Celtics were very physical with him, and he looked overmatched by guys with muscles. It was kind of sad.
You know, he's not used to that. He's used to being with the Warriors, and having it easy.
Well, even before that, remember he was with Oklahoma City. So you had Serge, and you had Westbrook, and you had Steven Adams. And
you had Harden, Cephalosha.
Yeah. So there's a lot of other physical guys on those teams that he's been on. And the Warriors aren't that physical, but Draymond's extra physical. And so but when Durant was playing, man, those couple games, he just looked like a skinny dude out there getting beat around and pushed around.
Yeah, they relied on him too much throughout. I mean, you got to think about it. He didn't have Kyrie.
Wait a minute, what do you mean they relied on him too much? These guys make lots of money.
Right.
They are the best in the world.
Like it doesn't wear you down. He's still a person at the end of the day.
I know, but
I don't know about relying on him. People have, that's why LeBron's so great, because he doesn't get like that. He doesn't get knocked off his game. He doesn't get his fatigue. You won't even know he's really tired.
So you know what? A couple of years ago, and I'm gonna tell you some history here. So people kind of criticized Tiger Woods when he was written the age where he could have gotten chubby or out of shape. He got more into shape, right? And it's kind of like today's athlete is more athletic than guys did in previous generations. So LeBron would be the epitome of a guy that is gifted physically, right? And then has been able to figure out a way to maintain it. It doesn't seem like Durant's worked on his body.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
And I'm not saying he hasn't.
I think he just does cardio and maybe he lifts some weights, but he doesn't lift. He doesn't keep up. I think it's just the stamina, really. He doesn't have the stamina.
He didn't look strong. He didn't.
But has he ever looked strong?
He's looked stronger than he did.
Shoot. I don't know.
Much,
I don't think
but
so.
actually, what we should probably do is just take some pictures and look at him when he was at Golden State. I'm sure Steve Kerr ran a tight ship, right? You don't win championships. You don't win 73 games being cool and laid back. Although guys, I'm sure it was a tight ship. And Durant seemed like he had put a little bit of muscle and attitude in that sinewy body.
But Durant didn't win 73 games. Shoot, they won.
I know. But I'm just saying, to win 73 games and have that culture, Golden State culture works, and it works for a reason. And you know what? We'll never know what that is.
So you don't think Steve Nash is running a tight ship?
No. And I don't want to criticize Steve Nash. I think he's a great guy. He's likable. I think he's smart. But I'm just saying,
I don't know.
How can you compare? You can't even compare his culture with Golden State. He hasn't won anything.
But you act like Steve Kerr made that team. Don't forget Mark Jackson's the one who got that team where it is today.
Steve Kerr has maintained the team. I'm not a fan of his, trust me. But you got to realize.
Right. But, I mean, you came into one of the greatest players ever.
He came into a great setting, but he's been able to maintain it.
because
That's what I'm
they
saying.
re-signed him because they've won together. They're not, of course, they're not going to go nowhere. Why would they go anywhere? And they're winning championships there. The whole point is to win championships.
But
This
if
is
a
the
new
place
guy,
where you get drafted.
like we know, Mark Jackson set things up. But if a new guy comes in and likes what he sees and leaves it status quo for a while, excuse me, eventually as a leader,
Same staff, everything.
he's going to come in and modify something. I don't know. I'm just saying that you don't win an NBA championship without working hard.
I feel like Steve Kerr's helped Steph Curry because, like see the game and, stuff like that. I'd be a coach, but I don't really think he's done much for like coaching the whole team. I mean, I think they just play great together.
They've added pieces every year.
You see what happened when they didn't have Steph, when they didn't have Curry. When they have Curry, they didn't have Clay, and they didn't have Draymond. What happened? They were picking fourth. They were in the lottery. So
and that worked out for them pretty good too.
I mean, the guy. Yeah, I mean, of course, it did, but they were bad for 2 years straight. They were bad.
Don't underestimate. Yes, we all know Steve Kerr walked into a beautiful situation. But don't underestimate the ability to maintain that. I mean,
I don't know.
You got to respect Bill Belichick. It's not just because the person that built it is the one that gets all the credit.
Well, I can respect somebody that can maintain. He still took his team to the playoffs. Steve Kerr was in the lottery.
Is somebody that can maintain winning over more than 5 seasons. I gotta respect him.
But you're not. I don't feel like. I just want to say I don't think he's the one who's. I can't give him credit for winning those years, because when you lost Clay or you lost Curry, you guys fell off to one of the worst teams in the league.
Let me say something.
If you go put Curry right now on one of the worst teams in the league, if you go put him on the Rockets, I guarantee you the Rockets will at least be the 8th seed.
No argument. Talent is what wins out there.
Right.
But I think sometimes we give.
If anything, I'm giving the blessings to Mark Jackson, because one, he made the team. He got the team winning from where they were not even doing nothing.
I'm not going to argue that. I remember Mark Jackson set things up, but Mark Jackson, I believe, I understand. I could be completely wrong. I thought he left because of some ministry opportunities and East Coast and West Coast kind of things. Just wasn't working out for his life. He's a New York guy, and that's a California team. And I think there were some issues there. And what's more important?
I heard he's actually the one. Well, I don't know how true that is, because I think this year. I think the Lakers. I think I heard he's one of the front runners for the Lakers.
But your life changes in 5 years or 7 years. 7 years ago, he could have had little kids at home.
But think about it though. How true could that be, man? You see him calling the games in the Warriors games, and you know what I'm saying? You see him out there calling games. You think he wants to be on TNT calling the game, or
I don't know. You're funny. I don't know what's going on in that man's household, man. I can't.
I understand, but to me, this doesn't make sense. I mean, come on. What do you want to do? You want to?
It takes more time. Well, what takes more time? Calling a game or running a team? Come on now, John.
Right.
You can take a flight in and flight out and call a basketball game.
Yeah, but who would want to do that?
Still sleep in your own bed.
Who wants? You know how much money those guys make? They got a bed over here. They got a bed over there.
I'm just saying that my understanding about Mark Jackson, why he stepped away from the job, was for family and ministry and some other things that he's involved in. So, I don't know the deal. But we're talking about Steve Kerr. We're talking about longevity.
They ship their family out. Man, father, come here.
Did you do that to me?
I mean, if I was a pro athlete and you guys wanted to be close and everybody, then here's a house right here. Okay? That's what I would do.
Back in the day,
sure, everyone gets a house. Ooh.
Back in the day, that's right. Buck does know everything. Back in the day, I had a job opportunity to leave Cleveland to go to the East Coast, and I had to make a decision. Did I want my kids to grow up in a certain area of the United States, which I will not say anything negative about any area, or did I want to raise my kids here in Northeast Ohio? So honestly, the job was a good opportunity, but my residence and my home and my stability at home was much more important than the job. And I'm sure sometimes we kind of get flipped out because it's so much more money, but it's still, at the end of the day, you know, I'm married, and my family and all those kinds of things, they do mean more than the job. So I don't know the reason why he left, but I know that it had something to do with his family, his commitment, and I think even some ministry works he was doing. And like I said, Mark Jackson's an East Coast guy. I think he's got a New York thing going on, but California is a long way away, man. I've flown that flight. It sucks.
To me, it's well, yeah. I bet the flight can suck, but I guarantee you, his flight don't suck.
You're so funny. You love sports so much. That's what the deal is.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I rather live in California than New York. That's one. I'm sure my family would love to live in California than New York. That's two. Any family would. If you have the choice, where are you going? California or New York? LA.
I'm gonna stay in Ohio.
All right. I was saying if you had the choice, though.
Between California and New York?
Yeah. California.
That'll be hard because I don't like either one.
Okay, where are you going to California? Anyone with the right, they're going to California. They're going to the West
what
Coast.
You need to do is have a conversation with your older brother and his wife and talk to them about their relocation from California to Ohio. And then you'll get some perspective.
Okay, but listen, you're going to California and you're making $26 million a year. You know what I'm saying? You're living in Beverly Hills. Come on now.
That's what's part of his job?
No, I'm not saying that's a part of his job, but that's the luxuries of having that job.
Sometimes luxury is not as luxurious as you think.
I don't know.
There's something beautiful about anyway, we're talking about somebody else's life that we're never even gonna meet.
No, we're not even talking about their life. I'm just saying say if it was you. If you had the choices to do this or do that, go there.
That's what I'm saying. I had a choice. Back in 2000. What year was that?
But okay, so the East Coast though is still we're out on the East Coast.
I'm not telling you because I don't. If anybody from that area gets his video, and then they say I'm just in their area, I'm not going to do that. But I did plenty of business up and down the East Coast over the years, and it was just not the place where I wanted to raise my kids.
The East Coast?
Yeah, I didn't want to.
All right, so who you got playing in the NBA Finals?
Well, I have a wish list. My wish is that it would be the Bucks and the Grizzlies. That's my wish.
Okay.
But I really think it's going to end up being the Suns and the Bucks.
You think Suns and the Bucks? You know, I'm going to go out here and say the Warriors.
So you got the Warriors beating the Bucks. I'm beating the Suns.
And the 76ers. You know, Devin Booker's chipped up.
He played last night.
A hamstring isn't. You can't just get over a hamstring.
Did you hear him?
A couple days.
I watched last night. Did you hear his commentary after the game?
No.
Okay, so he pulled it out and he missed a total of 9 days, and then he said that he felt where he could run on day 7, and he was able to run last night. He had 15 and 5, I think, last night, and he had a big.
That's not gonna be enough. 15 and 5 isn't gonna be enough to stop the Warriors.
Well, he's got the all weekend off. He's gonna be healing. Come on now.
Yeah, but you got to think so.
And it's a playoff.
I'm saying hamstrings, they're a reoccurring injury. You just don't.
It's the playoffs,
right?
Your boy Embiid playing with a dislocated thumb, right?
He's torn with a torn ligament in his thumb.
It's the playoffs,
right?
Everybody's hurt.
Right, I understand that.
Okay.
The Bucks don't have Chris Middleton because he has something with his knee.
Meniscus.
I don't think the Bucks will make it without him.
I do. I don't think the Celtics are going to. The Eastern
Conference is a strong. I don't feel like the Eastern Conference, even the Western Conference this year is. The playoffs just don't seem I don't know. They just don't seem like it's like the
All right,
playoffs. Like
so let's go back. I got the Suns and the Bucks. Who you got?
you got the Suns and the Bucks. I got the Warriors, and I want to say either the 76ers or the
Pick one.
uh
Pick one.
East. Who's in the East? I got the Celtics.
Okay, so Celtics and
Warriors
Warriors.
and Celtics.
Who you got winning that one?
Man. I think the Warriors get that because experience.
All right. And then I'm picking the Bucks.
And I gotta go into 7 though.
Okay. That's fine. I'm making notes of this, Palsy. Because
Write it down.
I got the Suns and the Bucks. I got the Suns and the Bucks in a repeat of the finals.
Okay.
And then I got the Bucks winning it all.
And how many?
I can't bet against Giannis.
I am.
I can't bet against him. I don't like his game. I don't really like his game.
I don't have nothing. Shoot,
dude, I'm a
you can
post
take 2 dribbles
player.
from half court and dunk it. Shoot,
I'm a post player. I
Right.
love a post player. I'm a
But he's
guy
not
that
even a
loves.
post player.
Well, that's a thing of the past. I was a post player. I love post players. I'm allowed to. And the way he gets his points, he's not in the post. He gets a ton of bunnies and baskets, right? The unconventional, whatever. But I just
He steps from one side of the paint to the other.
I don't. Yeah.
Like,
Let's not get to
stretch.
that. But I got the Bucks winning.
What do you think LeBron should do with the Lakers? You think he should stay or come back to Cleveland?
You know what? I don't even want to think about LeBron right now. The last night I saw him in a potato chip commercial, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go try those chips because you told me to try them. Because you're sitting there watching the game just like me, and there's a couple guys I watch on YouTube that basically say Magic Johnson and other people are starting to blame LeBron for the failure there. And but LeBron doesn't make any decision.
No,
the word was DeRozan, who's had a great year in Chicago. DeRozan was all lined up to be a Laker. Remember, he's a UCLA boy, just like Westbrook.
He grew up.
Yeah,
he went to USC.
He can play.
Yeah, he went to USC. UCLA. Yeah,
and so LeBron nixed that for Westbrook. And he didn't nix it, but he doesn't make all the calls. But you know what I'm saying? He's kind of like a part general manager. He walks in there and goes, y'all need to draft this guy. Y'all need to get this guy. Y'all need to get, that kind of a thing. So he's got some influence there. And, if he comes back to Cleveland, yay. I just can't get excited about it at all because, unfortunately, I've watched him manipulate the game way too much. And I've seen I've heard too much of him. I've had enough of LeBron, right? And it's not all his fault.
How could you have enough of LeBron though? I mean, he's from Ohio.
I know. I work in Akron now. Come on, man.
I mean, what's I want to see him in the playoffs every year. It's a shame he's not in the playoffs. When LeBron's not in the playoffs, the
ratings go up. The ratings go up.
You know why? Because they know LeBron's going to get to – no one need to watch it to the finals because they know LeBron's going to be there.
That's a fact. The NBA ratings, viewership ratings are up the highest since 2011.
Right. You know why?
No, LeBron's not in them. That's one factor.
Well, right. But they don't know who's going to win. So they want to know.
Remember, Michael Jordan said – Michael Jordan said a long time ago? He said, even people that I don't agree with politically, they buy shoes.
Still spent, yeah.
You understand my point?
Yeah.
So when it comes to certain sensitive issues, for the most part, you need to just shut up and do your thing.
All right.
And I'm not saying there's a complete link for that, but there are a lot of people that they don't dislike LeBron's game, but they dislike what he's kind of become. And then he has every right to do whatever he wants to do, but you just run that risk. You run that risk. When you open your mouth, you run your risk. Just like me. I'm opening my mouth now. Risk.
Well, why can't he's a person? Everyone has their own views on everything.
And you run that risk.
You can't knock someone. So you can't dislike someone and get tired of seeing just because they have.
I didn't say I did. I didn't say I did. I'm just saying you run that risk. If I'm a really good singer, I should probably sing more than I talk. You with me?
But doesn't mean that you can't talk though.
I know, but if I do talk, I gotta suffer the consequences as to what comes out in the results of it, as opposed to me just singing.
But who are the consequences to when you're just telling?
All I'm saying is that the NBA Finals ratings are up significantly, and the best player in the game, the King, is not even in them. Surprise.
I think it's because people don't know Well, one, it's off COVID, so people are back in the crowd's back. All it
could be multiple factors. I'm right.
They don't know who's gonna win.
It could be multiple factors. You're right. Last year's playoffs were pretty exciting, I thought.
I don't even remember
LeBron too, but the ratings were down.
Who won last year?
Suns and the Bucks. Suns and the Bucks.
Yeah, right. Bucks won. Giannis won.
Yeah.
Right, because LeBron wasn't in them. It was boring.
Wasn't in the playoffs at all.
Right.
Well, if they're boring, they're definitely not boring this year because they're way up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't even watched. Yesterday. I didn't watch one game yesterday.
Here's the deal. I like facts. Just numbers to look at, and then we can all decipher and try to figure out why they are what they are. But bottom line is that. Another thing too is that I do love Luka Doncic. I don't really like the way he plays, but I respect.
Why not?
I respect it.
What do you think is wrong? What do you not like about his game?
How different is he from Harden with the dribbling the ball for?
No, wait a minute.
Hang on. Just listen. Let me finish the statement. How different is he from Harden, dribbling the ball, and then either last minute chucking it across the court or chucking up a three from Lake County. I told you, I'm a post player. I like offenses that move, get the ball in the paint, boom, boom, slash. So remember, I'm old, man.
But you know what? He makes him different. He's 6'9". He can play in the post. He has post work. Great post work.
I'm listening.
He almost averages a triple-double, a 30-point triple-double.
I like
20-something years old.
He's Slovenian. He's 23. He's a player. He's gonna be around a long time.
He's gonna be the best European player.
But you asked me if I liked him. I don't like his game.
Right, but he's hitting step back threes, coming down, getting his teammate, getting 15 assists with 30.
So does Jokic. But I like those guys. I like those guys.
And he'll get right.
But I'm just saying that I don't like their game. I don't like the game. How it's playing. It's changed.
I like Jokic. Good point. He's solid. I don't think there's nothing hitting step back threes like he's Harden.
He does have a hole in his game. He does have a hole in his game. I saw it last night and I kind of chuckled. He's got a big hole in his game. Luka does. He's slow as molasses. On defense.
He might be slow as molasses, but he knows how to move and is slow as molasses.
Look, man, they're in the NBA semifinals. I know he's a good team. I know he's a great player. I'm just trying to tell you, I watched Mike Conley run past him one point like he was standing still.
Oh, yeah. I mean, defense is probably an issue, but
we need to watch a game together. That's what we need to do. So I can break this stuff down to you because, you got this buck nose, but you only know so much, boy.
You think I only know so much. But
I didn't say this much. I said you know so much. I had two fingers together.
Oh,
there were some key points last night.
I'm gonna surprise you.
Yeah. So we have to watch a game together and figure out what. It's funny to me. I always watch a game and I go, it usually comes down. His is so crazy. I've learned this over the years, John. It usually comes down to one play. It usually comes down sometimes to like 2 inches.
Yes, game of inches.
Yeah.
Footballers.
And when the Browns almost beat Kansas City, it was like an inch. It was 2 inches. That one guy won the backup quarterback.
Yep.
Chad Henne.
Yep, 2-yard pass.
And Andy Reid won that game as a coach.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like So last night there was the one play
And
where
Baker,
Mike
and
Conley.
Baker blew that game. Your guy Baker.
I think Andy Reid won that game.
No, Baker
Okay, we
blew
can
that
disagree.
game.
I don't remember the specifics, but there are things I remember. And one thing I remember is that play, the gutsy call. They had two calls that went to the left, and Chad Henne got a first down, and then that one to Tyreek. Who's calling that play for Tyreek Hill? Oh my gosh, that was great.
I mean, of course he's calling that play, but man, think about before that. Think about at halftime when the Browns were up.
Sometimes a play in the first quarter, like you said, you're right. A game in a play in the first quarter or second half, but it's usually.
Come on, now you got a whole second half facing a second string quarterback that's 40. Chad Henne's been around since how long?
I don't know, too long.
Right.
But
I didn't know he was still
but
playing.
he had a coach. Chad didn't call the plays. His coach does, right?
They doing the plays.
They did it.
Miles Garrett, you know what I'm saying? You can't get to the Chad Henne. You can't, to David Clowney, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. What are you guys doing? And then
so NBA playoffs, we've kind of knocked
the ball. He's not even doing nothing. He's moving. You're like, come on, man.
I don't think you're giving coaching. You're a. As a term, I'm going to look it up and share it with you next time we get together. But we get mesmerized in talent.
Right, but I think the play calls were the right play calls. We just didn't have the talent to do the play calls.
Let me finish my statement though. We get wrapped up in talent, and we think that this guy's great and that guy's great. But another element is that guy being a great teammate. Is that guy somebody you want to play with? And is that guy always going to be coachable? And is that guy going to be somebody that is an asset, not an issue? I mean, there's so many elements to a good teammate. And I heard Michael Jordan was a very, very difficult teammate. And that didn't prevent him from being the greatest player of all time, but it was
I also hear he's a good teammate, though.
I'm sorry?
I've also heard he was a good teammate.
You ever heard of Kwame Brown?
He was one of them kind of teammates that if you want to be good and you want to be great, he was.
Everybody's not constructed like that, man. I mean,
I don't know how. I don't know what you're playing the game for if you're not trying to be great. To me,
Well, some guys are there just for a payday.
Okay, but then now you got your payday and you're still out here. What are you doing?
Trying to get more payday.
Right. So why not try to be great to get more payday?
Yeah. Most of the time, I mean, you have
only better.
So you're telling me that no matter who you are, you need to maximize your skill set to maximize your earning potential.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's bigger than the game. That's life.
Yeah, that's life.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Of course.
That's why we're on the air right now, right?
Yes, sir.
So we didn't talk about. So we talked about the draft a little bit. We touched on the NBA playoffs and a little bit on the NFL. I don't know much about the baseball world right now, and in Cleveland, it's looking kind of dark with baseball.
Going back, we were talking about the Indians last time. Like I said,
did you say the Indians?
The Guardians. They got swept. They got swept by the Yankees. I mentioned it. I said if you go back, I said they're going to get swept.
You did? Okay.
They got swept.
So you like being right, don't you?
We're playing the Angels now. We're going to get swept.
They're done. Yeah, they just lost the fourth game yesterday.
Why
are they losing these games?
One, we don't have no bats. We don't have good enough players. Our talent, we have one player.
No, we got one All-Star, but you are the
Yankees
right
got the Yankees got 3, 4, 5, 6, and even their 7 and 8.
Don't even dare compare them. Don't you dare compare them.
But listen, who else? Who else? The Brewers. They got great pitching with a couple good bats. They got more than one bat, a couple fielders.
Indians have a very good pitching staff.
The Padres, we're gonna see. I think the Padres. You said the Padres coming to town. Mm-hmm. Padres got great pitching. The Padres are a tough out. Who else after that?
Well, let me. I just looked
at the Cincinnati Reds.
They stink.
How can the Cincinnati Reds be any better and have a bigger payroll than what's it called?
Because it doesn't always come down to money. Before you speak too much here, okay?
Right.
The Reds,
what do you mean?
The Reds
That's
are
what I'm
3-16.
Who?
The Reds are 3-16.
Right, but look at last year. They were just what?
I don't know. Last year they didn't do so well.
It's the beginning of the year.
I know.
You know,
Yeah. So here's another thing. Saying
they
just
started off
beginning of the
bad
year.
last year, I think, too.
Keep it in perspective here. The Indians have not lost.
Guardians.
The Guardians haven't lost these amount of games in a row. Somewhere since I heard a stat today, since 1980 or 81. They've gone like 40 years. Let me finish. They've gone like 40 years since they've lost that many games in a row. But that same season, they lost 8 of 9 or something like that. And then they went on an 11-game winning streak. So baseball is just bizarre and long and like that. So I'm not getting too discouraged about where they are. But I will tell you this, is that it's just hard to see them not hit. It's just tough to watch when they don't hit.
It's just, I mean, I don't know.
They don't hit.
Think, you know.
So who's the teams in baseball you following? You're following baseball a little bit better now these days. I'll tell you real quickly. The Twins are leading the American League Central. They're 11-8. Yankees are 13-6, but only a half game ahead of the Blue Jays. They're 13-7. The Angels are 13-7. So the Angels and Yankees, who the Indians played, are both in first place. So just consider that. And then on the National League, you got the Brewers 13-7. The Mets, who you had mentioned, are 14-6, and then the Giants are 13-6. And again, the Indians lost to the Giants as well. So the teams that are in first place:
Mets, Blue Jays, Red Sox.
Now, hang on a second. The Giants and the Yankees and the Angels are all in first place. And they all swept the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
So we become.
That just shows you if the Indians perhaps miraculously make, or the Guardians make the playoffs somehow, some way.
We can't even mention playoffs in April, John. It's so far away. Maybe you discount the Reds right now because they're 3 and whatever, and they actually have a very, very young pitching staff, so they're not going to go for it. You know that. They already know that this year. But I wouldn't count anybody out yet. But it is bad.
They got some good bats. Joey Votto, Anthony Rendon, I think is third baseman. You know.
But the Reds have a long way to go.
They sure do have a long way to go.
Okay, so since you have such
that's what I'm saying, though. Just last year, they were solid.
I don't know enough about all these teams to give you a in-depth analysis here, but here's what I'll do. I will say this. I think that the Mets have been spending money for years, and now they're finally going to enjoy some of that money. You know, Frankie Lindor started off, he's got 5 home runs already. So it could be, and I don't know how much money the Yankees have spent, or the Angels, because you don't forget you got the Astros in that division too. But if I had to pick a World Series, I'm going to go ahead and pick. We picked our basketball playoff winners. I got the Bucks, you got the Warriors, and winning it all. If I was going to do that with baseball right now, again, it's Tampa Bay. Don't forget, they always come up and find a way to win without payroll. It's so early. It's almost dumb to pick teams at this point. But if I had to, if I have to, I know the Dodgers are loaded as always. And so
their whole infield is all-stars.
I'm gonna go with the Dodgers, and I even like to see. Let's do this. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers and the. Oh gosh, hard to pick against those guys. Dodgers and the Rays. I'm writing it down right now.
Wow, the Rays.
Yep, they're 11-8, but they always find a way to get in the playoffs and get in the win. So I'm writing that down right now. I'll post it on my wall.
I want to see the Mets, and they're on the NL, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of AL.
Angels, Mariners, Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, Royals, White Sox, Twins, Guardians. That's the AL.
I might say, the Blue Jays.
Well, they haven't been in years, so why would you pick them? Just going with the feeling.
Yeah, I just got that feeling. I think Guerrero. I mean, this is just right now. So my answer can change in a couple months from now. Same as your answer can change. But as of right now, I'm feeling like the Blue Jays and the Mets.
I wrote it down. All right, but you know what?
Like,
Remember this about your feelings, right?
My feelings usually don't lie to me.
Remember this about your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. Write that down.
Right, but we can't go off any facts right now. What facts we going off?
The facts that we would have
16 games or 20 games.
The little facts I have. I know that I picked the Dodgers because they're a West Coast team, and they spend a lot of money, and they've got all-stars everywhere, like you just said. And then you've got the other reason why I would pick the Rays is that they creatively have been able.
Injuries.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. The answers could change.
But I'm allowed.
And the Dodgers, they're pitching. I don't know. It'd be a little too consistent for me.
I'm still going to hold on to that because the big money teams always pick up people because they can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indians payroll is about 50 million.
Guardians, but yeah,
about 50 million, and they're competitive.
Tampa
Bay's payroll is less than that. They figure.
Elon. I think it said I seen a stat. It says Elon Musk bought Twitter for like 44 billion.
Yeah.
It take the Guardians 154 years to buy Twitter.
Why would you even bring that up?
I don't know. I just seen it the other day. I was just fun fact.
What do you know about Elon Musk?
Shoot, he got a lot of money.
That's all you know about him?
He got a lot of money.
How did he get the money?
I think he inherited it from his parents or something like that. Or his family or something. That's what I heard.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to suggest. You need to start reading some more. Elon Musk is the guy that founded Tesla, man.
Yeah, and doesn't he own Amazon?
No, that's Jeff Bezos.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, see, I don't even care much. I don't care about another person.
Well, you brought his name up. He brought his name up.
Because I'm just saying it was a little fun fact. I seen that he bought Twitter for this much, and then it said I seen something that says the Guardians it would take like 150 with the Guardians payroll. It takes like 154 years to be able to buy Twitter.
Yeah, that's money in the realm that we don't understand. It's funny you say that too, because this morning I did a search on. I was just searching on people and how much they're worth.
Mm-hmm. Net worth.
Yeah, net worth, and that doesn't encompass everything, but somehow somebody slaps net worth. Who do you think is worth more, Jennifer Lopez or Alex Rodriguez?
Oh, Jennifer Lopez.
Not by much.
She's a female. She's a female, so of course. I'm not being sexist or anyway, but like with a female like that, I mean, you can go around people and say, "Who the heck's A-Rod?" People are gonna be like, "Who the heck's A-Rod? Who's Alex Rodriguez?" You go around somebody, they gonna know who Jennifer Lopez is.
Okay, let me just bring it back. Who's worth more, Paul McCartney or Shaquille O'Neal?
Probably Paul McCartney because he sells music. A country singer, I think. It sounds like it. Paul McCartney sounds like a country singer.
I feel like I did a disservice. Who's the greatest rock and roll band of all time?
Who?
Who's the greatest rock and roll, biggest rock and roll band of all time?
Isn't something called the Rolling Stones?
Well, the Stones, they have a rival. It might be in the chat. I don't know. They have a rival. Another group that's big, rock and roll. Bigger than any rapper.
I don't really listen. I ain't never really listened to. Took an interest in rock and roll.
You don't have to be a specialist. You don't have to be a biologist to identify a woman.
Right, but you usually like when you see, you'll be like, all right, do I want to remember this or
Okay.
That doesn't really interest me, so I'm not gonna really pay
Okay.
attention to it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right.
You ever hear of the Beatles?
Yeah, I've heard of the Beatles. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's who Paul McCartney is. He's on the Beatles.
Paul McCartney's in the Beatles. There
Oh,
was
well, you
four
want to talk
guys.
about the Beatles? Well, of
Those
course
four
he's gonna
guys.
have one. Huh?
John Lennon. The four guys: John Lennon,
Right.
George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I know. I heard the name John Lennon before.
Who's worth more? Whose net worth is bigger, Madonna or Michael Jackson?
Oh, well, seeing that Michael Jackson's been dead for some years, probably Madonna.
Yeah, you're right. You're right in that. But I would think that his empire is bigger than hers, though, probably, right?
Yeah, but she's still alive making money.
Not like she used to.
She's still going
But
up.
okay, who's worth more in your mind? You think Samuel Jackson or Madonna? I mean, remember all
Madonna.
the Marvel movies that Jackson's been in? No, actually,
Yeah,
Samuel.
but movies don't
Actually,
sell like
Samuel Jackson. It's Samuel Jackson.
really.
Yeah, he's made a
Man,
lot
I
of
don't
money.
think Madonna because music sells like crazy.
Well, unfortunately, music doesn't sell like
But
it
no
used
one's
to.
listening to Madonna. No one's buying Madonna no more. So
And Samuel Jackson's in every stinking movie that comes out for a long time.
right.
So it seems. Anyway, it's just interesting about people. So anyway, hey, I think we got something coming up here where we're going to pick.
To
This is
analyze and predict where the
oh.
yeah, see.
Well, I got to say this: if you look at just the names of the teams, that should tell you enough who's going to win.
Oh, what is the
I'm
fantasy
just kidding.
baseball? Right.
Yeah, fantasy baseball boys. See, if I look at the names of the teams, I can probably tell you who's going to win.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I
great
can't
names in here.
see I can't see their standings right now. Oh, there's the standings there. Okay.
Yep.
The standings. Oh. Yeah, I think I already know who I want to pick to win it all just by looking at their names.
So who you got? If you scroll through the teams real quick, scroll through the teams so you can see the rosters, real quick view of the rosters,
Yeah. All right, let's scroll through the teams.
But there is a lot of teams, so
Right, I understand. I just need a quick glance. You want a guy that's going to get on base, and in this league, I'm assuming. What's going on? How's the scoring go? If you can give me a quick synopsis on the pitching.
I don't really know.
Okay.
This scoring is weird. I've never really. This is my first time playing this Yahoo. This like this.
What's funny
baseball.
is that in real baseball, like in most sports, defense wins championships, and so defense and pitching are kind of the same animal. So
Our team. This is our team right here.
Yeah, this is your game. So how's it go? Do you play a game every day? Based on who's in.
I mean, everyone's playing the game, but it's like a series. It's like a couple series you have, and then you move on to the next matchup. So it's like a whole bunch of points put together. So it's like probably like 3-4 series, or it's probably like 1 or 2 series.
I probably should be in this league. I know next year I'll jump in and get a little better thing because I don't know my baseball stuff like I did. But I was
did you see our team though?
Yeah. I like Prospect Simulator to win it all because I love their name. And they got Franco on their team. Nice, he's a player.
There we go. This is what we need right here. This is because I'm over here squinting my eyes.
Oh, I got a big screen.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Okay. All right.
Ooh,
I already made my pick.
Hold on, go up. Go up a little second.
Scroll up. Okay.
Corey Benintendi, solid. Yep. I seen that they just picked him up. If I seen him, if he was on the free agent wire, I would have picked him up. Even though we have great outfielders, I don't know. I'll put one in the the utility.
Oh, look at that. So there's all kinds of stats here. Preseason rank, percentage of games they start. Some pretty good stuff there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's usually what I go off of. I usually go by the how much rostered they are. Like there's a percentage of, just like in any fantasy, of how many people or how often is he on a roster or started. And if it's over 75, and he's on the free agents wire, I'm picking him up.
Yeah. But what about when you draft?
Mean something.
Is these guys? I don't know if you noticed, was it an auto draft or was it people involved in the draft pretty heavily?
I don't know. I didn't draft this team. I was just assigned this team.
I understand. So Adam, is there I'm not sure here. I like some of the players on that team. My goodness.
Yeah, this.
My goodness.
Whose team? This is my team right here. This was to my outfield doesn't need no work. I just need pitching. I got a good first baseman. I got a good bench. I got Reese Hopkins on the bench. I got to put him on the starting.
You know what I'm thinking of? You know what I'm thinking about with this sport though? But this again, I haven't gone through the experience yet.
Here's my bullpen though. Look at this bullpen real quick. I just need help. They're all injured. Look at my IL.
Wow. Oh well. Every year's a crapshoot, they say.
Yeah, but look, Juan Soto, Albies. Man, someone just tried to send me a trade for Albies. They tried to send me Jonathan India and
right. I know he is. He's playing every day.
Some pitcher.
Well, think about it like this.
I was like, what? Albies is the heart and soul of this team. And you're asking for a rookie that just won Rookie of the Year. I need at least solid, two solid pitchers.
If you don't ask, you don't know, right?
Man, you should know that.
Hey, well, I'm gonna have to jump. So I wanted to kind of wind things up here. The notations that I have here is that you picked the Mets and the Blue Jays in the World Series, and you picked the Warriors and the Celtics in the NBA Finals. We ain't gonna touch football yet. Who do you think real quick though, as we go, who do you think the Brownies are gonna get at 44?
Brownies are gonna get at 44.
Well, not person. What position will they draft? What area?
I think they need to draft defensive tackle or defensive end, because I don't think we signed. We haven't signed Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, we signed a couple defensive ends, so this what makes me lean towards we're gonna get a tackle, because we need to shore up the middle of our line.
So we need defensive tackle. No linebackers.
We can go linebacker. We can always.
You gonna be able to get anybody? You gonna be able to get anybody good at that late in the draft?
Oh yeah. There's still a lot of starters. There's still a lot of day one people on the defensive side that are there. So I'm hoping to see. I'm going to be tuned into the draft. I was tuned in the draft last night. I watched the whole first round. I didn't even watch the basketball. I haven't really.
Okay.
None of the games were really.
You got them taking a defensive end or defensive tackle.
Yep. I really wanted Jermaine Johnson, but he got drafted.
First rounder.
Yep.
Was he not so good at Ohio State? I don't remember.
Jermaine, he wasn't at Ohio State. He was at Florida State.
Okay.
He's a defensive end. He had double-digit sacks.
I didn't ask you about his stats. I think he's a decent player.
Oh yeah, and I think he has great potential. He has the physical traits.
He's got a motor.
Yeah.
Got a motor.
He looked like he was he was solid. So I don't know.
Not that many guys transfer all that skill from college to the pros.
Right. But that's what I said. His physical traits made it seem like he could. That would be no issue.
Yeah, guys can always get bigger. All right, what will you be paying attention to this week?
You said what?
I would say, what are you going to be paying attention to this week in the sports world? What's the next big thing for you?
Probably what the Browns do with Baker Mayfield. That's what I'm tuned in today. That's really what I'm tuned in today. If Baker's still going to be on the roster by the end of the draft.
Good call. For me, I'm all about it. I want to see John Morant and his crew win tonight. And then
Actually, I'm going for the Timberwolves, but that's me. At some point, I respect Ja and all, but
Ja lost you.
yeah,
Not me. I'm a bigger fan now, man. That kid can play, man.
and he can play, but I want to see Pat Bev just
I don't know
make
if I
everyone
never see
upset.
him. If I never see Patrick Beverly
I
play
love
again,
seeing everyone upset, mad that whoever they thought was going to be there isn't there.
if I never see Patrick Beverly play again, that would be fine with me.
Oh, I mean, it's not like I'm going to watch him play. You got to remember Anthony Edwards. In a couple years, you're going to remember his name.
I like Anthony Edwards. No, he's a
He's a
player.
baller.
Went to Alabama. I'm not a big fan of Karl Anthony Towns.
He went to Georgia.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of Karl Anthony Towns, but I do respect his game and numbers, but I don't really.
Oh,
remember, I'm a post player. I don't like those guys. I told you I respect Giannis, but I don't like because he doesn't play in the post.
You know what's crazy? I remember Karl Anthony Towns at Kentucky, and I remember saying, "Man, we're on vacation. We're at a Suites Inn, I think, or something, at a hotel, and I was watching the national championship game, and I told everyone Kentucky will make it. No one believed me. You're crazy.
How'd that work out for you this year, pal?
Man, my Kentucky ain't work out this year. First round, we're out of there. But
no, back to Karl Anthony Towns.
Huh?
You said something about Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I just was like, man, he's a dog. He's dunking, getting $5 a game.
He can't even
shoot. I'm like, wow.
I'm not a fan. He's not athletic enough.
We beg to differ. Any 7-footer that can do a windmill. And
I said, listen, not what I said. I said he was athletic. I said he's not athletic enough for my liking.
I mean, I don't know how much more you want a 7-footer to be. Add more athletic. I mean, he's shooting threes, guarding 1 through 5, switching.
Yeah, I don't want a 7-footer guarding 1 through 1s, and I don't want a 7-footer. I don't want a 7-footer.
That's the game it is now today.
I know. I don't like it.
Pick and roll. Come here.
I don't like it.
I've
seen enough pick and rolls to make me want to vomit.
Slow feet don't eat. They don't eat.
Now Luka's got slow feet, but he's eating. I'm telling you, I just don't like the game today.
There's a way to be slow. You can be slow and know how to move with the pace and not your speed won't be
all right.
A liability.
It's always a liability if you don't play defense.
Mm-hmm. If you know how to listen, Paul Pierce was slow. He wasn't any fast. Well, how would he deal off?
If Paul Pierce was here now, he'd be all up in your stuff. He would be all.
He'd be honest. He'd tell you himself probably. He ain't the fastest player.
He would be all up
get
in
to his
your
spot.
stuff. When I think of slow players, I don't think of Paul Pierce.
I do. He's one of the top ones I think of. Him, Tim Duncan. Oh yeah.
Okay, you're allowed. It's a free country.
Yeah. Most definitely.
All right, man. I need to go make a living.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, today I'll be closing out Buck Nose. Thank you for tuning us out. Tune in to the next time.